Alright, it's Saturday, March 29th. The loggers probably finished up like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. It didn't take them much time at all. I think they were in and out of here in 4 days, plus the weekend. And they did a fantastic job. So I'll throw some drone footage in of kind of flying through the woods here. But essentially, you know, they cut one main path down the center of the woods and then kind of drug to that. My initial ask for them was to cut a path around the edge of the woods, but they kind of explained to me that would create more damage than anything else. In the end, one of the guys came back with a skid steer and helped clean up a path around the edge. So I really appreciate that. He came through and fixed up a lot of the ruts and cleaned up some of the wood so that it'll be easier to grab. They put most of the treetops just right next to the main path there. Overall, they did a fantastic job. I mean, a couple Mennonites, I think it was 3 or 4 of them, and they took 250 trees or so out, and they were quick. They were quick and they were clean. So, you know, I'm pretty happy. Honestly, for timber stand improvement, it could be opened up a little bit more, getting a little bit more sun down to the ground. We'll see what it looks like when everything has leaves on it. But overall, I think it'll help with the habitat. We got some trees out of here that were half rotted anyway, some old oaks in here that needed to go. They were just shading out everything. So the canopy's good and open. Yeah, I think this will benefit the habitat moving forward, especially in the next 5 years. We get more sunlight down there. It's going to open up more browsing. All the understory will start to grow up a little bit. Before, it was essentially, you know, a food desert. But now there'll be a lot more undergrowth. So it'll be good. Outside of that, they came through again, like I mentioned, with a skid steer. They seeded up some of these trails, so I really appreciate that. They fixed up the driveway where they were dragging the logs. Really appreciate that. So, you know, I can't complain at all. They did a fantastic job. Next, we're going to come through some of these areas, and we're going to turn some of this into food plot. I bought some, I think it's Northwoods Whitetail, like 360 blend or something along those lines for food plots. So in some of these trails, we're going to get them all seeded and see if we can get something growing for the deer. But we'll do that in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, overall good experience. You know, I thought they were going to be a lot messier and a lot louder, but they were quiet. You know, the girls could take a nap during the day without getting woken up by chainsaws and skidders. So it was good. Now that we have that finished and out of the way, we'll move on to the next thing.